Pay attention, you bastards.
Man, so it seems like this Bill Cosby situation is getting way worse. It's getting way worse. Bill Cosby just admitted that he gave 7 Quaalude RXs to women. He just admitted this. If you have not heard, Bill Cosby admitted under oath he refilled a recreational prescription for Quaaludes he got from a gynecologist at a poker game 7 times. 7 times, with the intention of giving the pills to women in hopes of having sex with them. He says he never downed a single pill himself. Now, most of us, we've been Bill Cosby fans for a long time. If you grew up in the 90s or the 80s or the 70s, you cannot say that you never was into Bill Cosby. You cannot say that you never looked at Bill Cosby like, bro, he was an amazing comedian. You know what I'm saying? He was the father of America at a point. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it came to black TV shows, he was the guy. You know what I'm saying? So to see this and to hear this, I'm hoping and praying somebody telling him to say this. You know what I'm saying? And even then it's bogus, but I'm hoping and praying that's the case. I'm hoping that this ain't the case. But it's looking bad. It's looking bad. Come on now. The bombshell admission is part of a deposition Cosby gave in a lawsuit filed by one of his accusers, Donna Motzinger. And parts of his testimony are included in new legal docs obtained by TMZ. Cosby said in the deposition, which is sealed, he was prescribed Quaaludes by freaking OBGYN, Dr. Leroy Ammer, at a poker table. Talk about some shady business dealings. The docs say Dr. Amar or Amar, whatever their name is a disgraced gynecologist who was Cosby's friend in the poker game where Cosby got the Quaaludes prescription was hosted at Cosby's Los Angeles house prior to 1972, which is significant. This is crazy, bro. It seemed like Cosby been going through it, man. It seemed like he been going through it. You know what I'm saying? So this just came out a couple hours ago, and they're saying that he already went down. They trying to say he going now they trying to say he going down. You know what I'm saying? If this go through, because he admitted to it, I don't know. I don't see him making it out of this. I don't see it. I don't see him making it out of this. And the bogus part is, and again, this could be hearsay. You know what I'm saying? This could be, this person may just been talking. But I was watching an interview with Judge Joe Brown. I don't know if y'all remember Judge Joe Brown. Let me see who remember Judge Joe Brown. Who remember Judge Joe Brown? So Judge Joe Brown was in an interview recently, and he was talking about how he feel about the whole situation with Bill Cosby. Why did he go down? And he had an interesting take about it. It's Judge Joe Brown. But Judge Joe Brown had a super interesting take about everything. Let me see if I can find this interview. This truly made me think. Because Judge Joe Brown was basically saying like, yo, he set up. Essentially, they setting this man up because he was going to buy NBC. For those of you who don't know, Bill Cosby was in talks to buy NBC. He was in talks, and something had happened with him trying to buy NBC. I guess where certain powers that be didn't like it, and that's when all this stuff started happening. Now again, I don't want to be the conspiracy theorist guy and say, hey, look, this is what it is. They just trying to hold a black man down. Sometimes does that be the case? 1000%. I don't care what nobody said. But sometimes niggas just be doing goofy shit. That's what it be. Sometimes niggas be doing goofy shit. And as much as I want to believe that Bill Cosby wouldn't have done nothing like that, and people may be trying to just get him to say whatever to just, you know, for whatever purpose. You know what I'm saying? As much as I want to believe like it's not true, it's one of them things where it's very hard to not believe what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard to be like, nah, bro, that's not true. Nah, it's no way. It's very hard to believe that. You know what I'm saying? So Judge Joe Brown was talking about it. He was saying he was just giving his take on it. I'll play a little bit of the video. Y'all can kind of get a gist of it.
So what wound up happening is the district attorney, the elected district attorney, the office holder, committed to office through a very detailed letter that said, we have absolutely no intention of prosecuting Mr. Cosby. He said, we've thoroughly investigated this matter and we've found that there is no substance to it and the witnesses and the parties complaining are not reliable. So the civil judge said, okay, now since you have no Fifth Amendment liability, you have to give a deposition. Where he never admitted committing any crime, but he did say they asked for drugs and I gave them the drugs they asked for, and sometimes we did have sexual activity, sometimes not.
So that's my thing, man. And that's why this has been hard for me, because you take a guy 70 plus years old, you know, and it makes me think about, let's say, Kevin Hart today, right? So imagine Kevin Hart today. You know, Kevin Hart going to different parties and he just forcing women to sleep with him. It don't really seem like he has to. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be that guy, but I'm just being honest. It don't really seem like he would have to. So when I see stuff like this and I hear stuff like this, it makes me say, damn, like, was he set up? You know what I'm saying? Because when you start playing at that high level, you about to buy a news network, all type of shit. Like, I would assume that, especially being a black man, again, whether you want to believe it or don't, or not, I would assume that at that level, it's people that do not want to see that happen. For whatever reason. You buying a news network, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Because now you can push any narrative that you want to push. That's what news is. You can push any narrative that you want to push at a high level. So when I see shit like this and hear shit like this, it makes me say, damn, like, was he set up? Was he set up? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see him having to drug somebody. Again, let's say Kevin Hart. Do you think Kevin Hart really got to drug a whole bunch of women? Let's be honest. Let's just keep it real. Where Kevin Hart is today is where Bill Cosby was. top of their career, the biggest comedian in the world, one of the biggest celebrities in the world at that time. Do we really believe that he has to do that? Now, I heard a lot of people say, "No, man, it's control. They like the control. This is the control thing." Maybe, but and Judge Joe Brown said this in an interview. Why didn't they come out when it happened? Why didn't they come out 2 years after it happened, 5 years after it happened, 10 years after it happened, 15 years after it happened, 20 years after it happened? You talking about 30 plus years after it happened? Oh, well, you know, when back in the 70s, what? I don't know. I'm not trying to be insensitive to the victims if something did happen to them. I'm just saying it's a little weird. You know what I'm saying? And now him finally coming out, okay, I did this. You know what I'm saying? It seems like somebody telling them like, hey, look, say this so we can get this knocked off. Say this so we can get this time knocked off, or we can get something knocked off. Say this. That's what it seems like. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just me. But that's what they're saying. They're saying, you know, he just admitted to it. After all this time, he just has admitted to doing what they say he did. You know what I'm saying? So let me know how y'all feel about it, man. Because I'm still, even though this is out, I'm still on the fence about it. So let me know how y'all feel about it, man. Till next time.